Rock on ABC Goldfields, and speaking of rocks, I have Andrew Pumphrey and Gus Lacey with me this morning, both geologists, both very hard-working men. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, John, and morning, listeners.
Gus, haven't seen you for a while. Have you been bush drilling holes anywhere?
I've been out and about, yeah. I did see you diggers, though.
Yeah,
it was a good talk, thank you.
Good show, yeah, absolute pleasure. We had good fun there. The reason I've got you in this morning, gentlemen, is we have another one of our geology lecturers on tonight. Who would like to tell me all about it, Andrew?
Yeah, look, we've got Gold Road Resources coming in tonight to give a talk about their new Gruyere discovery, which is situated 160 kilometres northeast of Laverton in the Yamana Greenstone Belt. This is a particularly exciting discovery, potentially world-class actually. The current resource is around about 140 million tonnes for 1.2 grams a tonne for over 5 million ounces. So,
and when you say world-class deposit, what is there a cut-off or a definition of when it becomes truly world-class? We've got 5.3 million ounces currently.
Yeah.
Some of it's in reserve, some of it's still estimate. But when does it become like, whoa, this is the big thing?
Oh, look, that's a good question. Normally it's defined as being a deposit or a producing mine that basically will survive the economic cycles, the ups and downs, and is going to be sustainable for long term.
So the big piece of cheese, the Gruyere deposit, is it the biggest discovery we've had since Tropicana?
I would say so. As far as gold deposits go, yes, it's very significant. And what's interesting about it is in a brand new greenstone belt, the Yamana Greenstone Belt, which has had very little exploration or attention in the previous years, basically due to the amount of sand cover and Permian cover out there. And with Gold Road's good work, there has been work done there historically, even back 20 years. So it's not, I guess in geological point of view, there's no historical prospecting there, so it's probably something that's been around since the early 1990s. But this new Gruyere discovery is a game changer for Gold Road and a game changer for the whole greenstone belt out there.
So Gus, sitting where we're sitting right now, 353 Hannon Street, and I want to go out and have a barbecue at Gruyere and where you've been mucking around, how long is it going to take me to get there? In a car?
In a car will take you, if you go to Laverton, it's about 3 hours there, another 2 hours up the Great Central, or roughly up the White Road, get to their camp, and then it's about another 45 minutes from the camp to sit right in the middle of the deposit.
So it take me 6.5, 7 hours?
Yeah, roughly.
And it's on the eastern side of Kalgoorlie Boulder?
Eastern side,
yep.
North.
Yes.
Yeah.
What am I actually looking at as a landscape? I'm standing there, I'm cooking my barbecue by this stage, and I'm looking at all I can see. Am I looking at tall timber? Am I looking at scrubby stuff, sand dunes?
Sand on top of sand dunes, spinifex, sort of sparse spinifex and white ghost gums.
So pretty warm out there on a summer's day?
Yeah, we've clocked a few 50-degree days up there, really.
Yeah. So you've been drilling out there for how long and working with Gruyere on this project?
We started drilling for Gold Road with Electra Mines back in 2007, doing a bit of uranium stuff around Thatcher's Soak. Went back in, I think, 2008 or 9 to do some stuff around Central Bore, which wasn't discovered at that stage. And yeah, those guys came across Central Bore then. We spent a couple of years drilling that out for them. Went a bit quiet, and then we came back to do some drilling around Gruyere, doing some sort of regional geochem stuff with the RAB rig, and they came across the Gruyere deposit, and we've spent a bit of time out there the last couple of years drilling that.
So since 2007, just off the top of your head, how many metres have you drilled?
These guys, 250,000, I reckon, between RAB, Aircore and RC.
That's 250,000 metres. That's a fair program.
Yeah, it has been, yeah.
So what happens next, do you think, Andrew, with this deposit? Will they just keep on drilling and building it up, or at some point in time biting the bullet and actually getting it out of the ground?
Well, looking at the latest ASX release, they're advancing their pre-feasibility study on a 7.5 million tonne per annum plant with a life of mine of 10 to 15 years. So potential capex, at a guess, is probably going to be 350 to 400 million, and a similar development size to Tropicana. So look, it's early days, but they are doing a lot of the ticking a lot of the boxes that are required to advance into a definite feasibility study. So it looks like it's going to be developed, but I mean, look, they've got to get project financing. There's a lot more to do yet.
Absolutely.
But they're doing all the work that's required. So
in a landscape of gloom and doom, we've got Tropicana bubbling along nicely, and potentially the Gruyere deposit nicely. Things are looking bright. How are things currently in town, Kalgoorlie Boulder and the Goldfields, for geologists and drillers?
Oh, look, there's no doubt we're probably in the worst downturn that we've seen for probably at least 40 years. potentially. But saying that, we've got some really exciting gold producers such as Northern Star, Metals X, Dore, Evolution, which are producing low-cost ounces and providing a lot of jobs for geologists and are putting a lot of money back into exploration. And we've obviously also got the nickel producers doing a bit, but they're suffering with the current nickel price a bit. But
$4.33 US a pound, under $10,000, nothing good about that.
No, there isn't, but it will turn around. It's like everything, it's just part of a cycle. So we're optimistic, and look, we've got to be positive about it. And I think that's the beauty of this lecture series, is we're trying to promote all the geologists getting together and looking at the good stories and potentially how these are going to involve for jobs in people in, from Kalgoorlie and Perth and other infrastructure.
7:20 here on ABC Goldfields. John Wibberley here with you at the Breakfast Show, talking to Andrew Pumphrey and Gus Lacey. What can I expect if I was to attend the Hannans Club this evening at 5:30 p.m? Who's our speaker? And the topic is obviously going to be Gruyere.
Well, John Donaldson from Gold Road is coming along to give the talk, and thank you to John and Gold Road for presenting the talk today. Without the support of Raglan, Downhole Surveys and Hannans Club, it wouldn't be possible, so thanks to all involved there. And talk starts at 6, but come along at 5:30 and there'll be drinks after the talk.
And become part of the conglomerate.
That's right.
Andrew, Gus, thank you very much, gentlemen. Look forward to having a chat next time the lecture rolls around, but until then, keep on drilling and stay well.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John. Cheers.
7:22 here this morning. Kalgoorlie Boulder looking at a top of 21. It is going to be 23 through the north.